been a long, bumpy ride sitting back in the saddle. It's time to get down, dirty up our knees into battle. Oh, come on, round up the boys, gonna make the walls rattle. Oh, our flag is tattered and our bones are shattered, but it doesn't matter 'cause we're moving forward. Round 'em up, let's go. Round 'em up, let's go. The blood we've shed. The only way I'm leaving is dead. That's the state of my head. They don't know where we've been. We got that concrete street skin. The only way I'm leaving is dead.
And we're back. We're listening to Hardy Sports Talk Radio, The Hardy Show, iHeartRadio.com, Sports Talk Speaker at YouTube Sports, iHeartRadio.com. Sorry about that technical difficulty there. We had a little bit of a connection issue. So episode 2, this is labeled under part 2 because we had just a little bit of problems there. Don't know exactly what happened, but getting into the national championship, Alabama comes back to beat Georgia in overtime 26-20. Tua replaces, I'm not going to try to say his last name. I think it's Tagovailoa. I don't know. I know that that's probably not right. So we're going to call him Tua. But beat Georgia 26-20, and what a call by Nick Saban. Hurts is not working. Georgia's shutting down your game plan. We know Tua's the better thrower. That's no secret. We've known that for a while. And Jalen Hurts is, he's been what he's been. And he hasn't been the greatest passer. So Nick Saban sat there and said, you know what? If we're going to come back and win this game, it's going to be on the back of Tua. And Tua comes in and throws 3 touchdowns, including the game-winning one in overtime, which was just a ridiculous call and read. It's a 2-deep safety. Tua saw it, threw it to the open man, perfect throw, touchdown. And this, I don't think you really could have cemented Nick Saban's legacy any more than what it was already cemented. But that win and that performance against Georgia in there, in the Atlanta Dome, in the Superdome, 70-80% of the fan base was Bulldogs. That was remarkable. And people, well, where does Nick Saban? Nick Saban is not going anywhere. And we deal with this every season, just like we dealt with it with John Gruden until he finally decided to sign 10-year, $100 million with the Raiders. People saying, oh, Saban really likes that Giants job. Well, that Giants job is not what it was 2-3 years ago, okay? Eli Manning is, 37, 30, he's 38. He's 38, he's fading, okay? That's a rebuilding job there. It's not what it was 3 years ago. So people saying that, oh, Nick Saban cherishes the Giants job. It's not what it was when Saban originally cherished that job. Saban is not going to the NFL. I don't believe he ever will go back. I don't think he, some people sit there and say, well, he has something to prove because of what happened in Miami and how that ended and how he left to go to Alabama. He wants to prove that he can do it on. He don't have to prove shit. He's Nick effing Saban. He's won 6 national championships now. He's the Belichick of college football. And then you have the polls comparing Belichick and Saban. Look, Saban's great at college. Belichick's great at the NFL. I do think Belichick is a better head coach than Saban because Belichick's won 5 Super Bowls, and I believe that that's harder than winning national championships. But I do believe coaching in college is more stressful than what it is in the NFL because that's 24/7. You have to recruit. I mean, Nick Saban, for God's sakes, for that, after the national championship game, like only a couple of hours later, he left to go talk to recruits. I mean, that's 24/7, 365. That's nonstop. You're recruiting, you're preparing for spring training, then you're preparing for the season, and then it all comes back. There is no breaks there. There's no breaks there. But I don't think Saban is going anywhere. He has no reason to go anywhere. Why leave? You're the best head coach in college football, and you've proved that on numerous occasions. You just tied Bear Bryant for the most national championships by a head coach. You're probably going to surpass him. You're going to be the favorite going into next season. It looks like you have a quarterback that can throw the ball damn good, and he really has not had that since Greg McElroy was there. He's not going nowhere. He has no reason to go anywhere. But that win, what he did in that call, remarkable. Now, what would have happened if Tua would have came in and they didn't win that game? Would Nick Saban have been knocked for making that call? Of course he would have. Anybody would have. But it worked out. But when you look at the decision, it was the right decision. Because everybody knew from, scouts and other coaches on the team and seeing what he did in spring training and seeing what he did, coming into games where they were just blowing teams out. Tua has always been the better thrower over Jalen Hurts. Not trying to criticize Jalen or take anything away. He's went to back-to-back national championships. He should have won the one last season. And he played well in that one last season. He has had games where he's thrown the ball well, but he's not a thrower. He is not and I know that sounds dumb as shit to say, well, he's a quarterback. How can he not be a thrower? He's not a prime thrower. He's mainly a runner. That's what he is. Tua's a thrower, but he's also great with his legs. But Tua thinks to throw first before he thinks to run. Tua's going to sit there, run around, and find a receiver. Jalen, once things break down or once the receivers are covered, he's going to tuck and go. Saban is not going anywhere. He has more than likely Tua going to be his starting quarterback next season, and that's a team that could go back-to-back. And they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. And think about this for a second. This is a team that almost didn't get into the playoffs. That some people believe that shouldn't have gotten in. They won the national championship. And that was a hell of a game. That was a hell of a game. But for Nick Saban to make that call to say, we're down, we need something here. We have to throw the ball. Tua's the better thrower. I'm making the decision. That's gutsy. That's gutsy. And you can ask the question, well, if he hasn't done what he has done and be as established as he is, would he have made that change? Like, let's say that was Lane Kiffin. Okay, let's just say that was Lane Kiffin. Somebody that's not really established. Would he have made that call? Because he knows if it backfires, he's going to get banged up. But if it works, he's going to be looked at as the, saving grace. Probably not. Probably not. If that's a head coach, if that's any other head coach, if that's a head coach that isn't established, doesn't have the resume that Saban does, that change is probably not going to be made, especially in a national championship game. But that's Saban. He knew we got to throw the ball. We have got to throw the ball, and Tua can throw it. And the kid comes in, 19 years old, with his family there, and throws 3 touchdowns, including the game winner in overtime. That was remarkable, and you can love him or hate him, but he's now tied with Bear Bryant for most national championships by a college head coach, and he's probably going to get another one here. He's probably going to break that record here soon, and he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. Well, LeVar Ball has ripped Luke Walton, saying that the players don't want to play for him, blah, blah, blah. Can we just shut him up? I mean, really? Let's stop giving him a platform to make these stupid-ass type of comments. And you heard Kyle Kuzma, who I think is better than Lonzo Ball is, and who I think is going to here soon be the new face of that Lakers team. And may already be becoming that here before our very eyes this season. He backed up Luke Walton. And he said, hey, we're not turning our backs on him. We want to play for him. But here's a LeVar ripping him. And he's not doing Lonzo any help. And that's something that bothers me here more than anything. Like, you making those comments is not helping your son Lonzo. It's not helping him at all. And here's a guy who, because his son LiAngelo, who was scheduled to play at UCLA this season, does a dumbass thing in China and steals and gets caught, and the head coach, Steve Alford of UCLA, tells them, you're not going to play this season. You're going to sit the whole season. Because of that, LeVar Ball takes him out and sends him to Lithuania, and at the same time tells LaMelo, who is possibly with the right grooming, can become more talented than what Lonzo is, that you're going to play in Lithuania. You're not going to play in college. LiAngelo, you're not going to play in college. You're going to play in Lithuania and then go to the NBA. News note here for LeVar. LiAngelo is not going to the NBA. I think all of us can see that. He's not an NBA player. LaMelo can. Like I said, LaMelo has the potential, if he can get smarter with his shooting and not try to be Steph Curry all the time and throw up stupid-ass three-pointers from the other side of the effing court, he can be better than Lonzo. He can be better than Lonzo with the right grooming. He's not going to get that. No knock against Lithuania basketball here, but he's not going to get that in Lithuania. Not going to get it. But with LeVar, you saying those comments about Luke Walton, that doesn't help your son. That doesn't help your son at all. And we all said this when Lonzo was drafted. How was LeVar going to affect his career? And right now, he is affecting it in a negative way. And that is where I have an issue. Be a father first. Be a publicist and a brand man second. And right now, he's not doing that. And all of these networks, and I'm going to call mine out here as well, ESPN, Fox Sports 1, all of them, stop giving him a platform. Stop giving him a platform to say dumbass comments like this about Luke Walton. It's not helping anything. I hate to, criticize my ESPN brothers here on that one, but they're the primary ones giving him a platform. FS1 does it too, but ESPN is a primary one giving him a platform. Don't give that guy a platform anymore. Don't give him a platform. He's not helping anything. He's making himself look like an ass. His big baller brand is a joke. You got people that have ordered shoes 7 months ago. Dan Le Batard, for God's sakes, ordered them 8 months ago. Just got them in the mail, and they weren't even the ones that he ordered. And then they tried to get a hold of customer service and couldn't. And apparently